this lecture we are going to see how we can access the units options inside Ansys Workbench. So for example, if you want to say access the units that are predefined inside Ansys Workbench, then you can just click on units, and here you are going to get access to whatever all the units that are by default available inside Workbench. And here these two are not present in the Ansys Workbench by default, but I have added these two units to my Ansys Workbench using the custom unit manager, and I have asked these two units also to be displayed in this particular group. So here from this group you can change your units. Let us say, for example, if I want my weights to be in kgs, I can change it to say SI unit, or I can change it to metric. If I want my weights to be displayed in ton, I can just select ton or this particular unit. Likewise, you can select from a lot of units systems that are already present by default in this particular Ansys Workbench. But why do we need custom unit systems? Because if we are working on a global scale, what happens is in one country a simulation engineer may follow this inch, pound, second, and in another country they may follow this meters and other sorts of things. So what happens is there will be a mismatch of units which may lead to the failure of the total simulation project. So that is why if there is any necessity, you can create your own units, and then you can just export them to a file, and you can send that file to other person so that he is going to load that into the Ansys Workbench, and both of these people are going to work with the same units. So in order to create the units, I need to go to the unit system. So once I select the unit system, see here unit system window opens. Say now here I have different columns. So the first column is nothing but it is showing the number. It is representing the unit system, name of the unit system here. In this B column, see here this particular option refers that if I select this particular option, what happens, this particular unit system will be active in my present project. So whatever the project that I am working currently, this particular unit system I have selected through this column will be present only for that particular project. And if I change, say if I close the project and I open a new project, then this particular system will be reset to the whatever default system that we have selected. So in order to select a default system, you need to come to this 0. See here. So for example, if you select this metric as your default system, what happens right now? For this particular project we are working with metric ton units, but once I close this particular project and open a new project, what happens, my default unit system will become metric kgs. No, I don't want like this. I do want this metric ton to be my default system for the next project as well. So what I'm going to do is instead of selecting this one, I'm going to just select this one. So once I select this one, what happens is how many number of times I open a new project, my default this one unit system will be metric ton itself. So then next one is there are number of unit systems. You can hide the unit systems. You can ask the software to show the unit system. So here if you see, if you are going to press this suppress, what happens is this Workbench will not be showing you the units there in the units tab of Ansys Workbench. So for example, let us say this US customary system is in suppression mode. Now if I just click here, if I just close this one and click here in the units, can I see this US customary? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the unit system once again and see, I'm going to just unsuppress this US customary system by clicking on this arrow box. So and then I'm going to just close. See here, now I'm going to see two US customary systems. See here, one US customary unit system and another one US customary unit system. Likewise, you can ask Ansys Workbench to show whatever unit systems you require, and other unit systems you can just suppress so that this particular menu will not be populated with a lot of number of unit systems. Then again we go to the unit system. So in order to create your own custom unit system, first thing you need to do is you need to select some unit system that is pre-existing inside Ansys Workbench, and then you need to say duplicate, and once you press duplicate, see here another row will be added to the existing rows, and then you can just double click on this particular name to give the name. So I'm going to give again Rakesh say 3. So this is the unit system, custom unit system that I am going to create. So once I finish naming my own custom unit system, then I come back into this particular part of the window where I can see the type of quantity being measured and the unit corresponding to my unit system. So for example, if I use the unit system here, the angle will be measured in radians, but I don't want it to be measured in radians. Then I can click on this particular drop down arrow and I can select degrees, so that whenever I use this particular Rakesh 3 system, what happens, the angle is always measured in terms of degrees, not in terms of radians. Likewise, you can also change the mass to from kgs to ton, decaton, grams and other sorts of things, and you will have access to number of options, number of quantities and number of unit systems, and you can play around with this. So once you are satisfied with this, you can either set it as a unit system for the current project by clicking here, or otherwise you can set it as a default unit for the entire time. So you can just select here. If you don't want to show this particular system for this project, you can just click here to suppress. But right now what I want is, I don't want this particular unit system to be suppressed. I am going to just untick this particular box, and I am going to change my default units to metric, kgs and other things. So once I am done, I can just close this, and now I will go to the units tab, and you see the new system which I have added is being shown here, is nothing but Rakesh 3. So this is how you can create your own custom system. Then, so once you have created your custom system, you need to export it so that this particular unit system can be used by the other persons. So for that purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the units once again, going to the unit systems, and then I'm going to just select the unit system which I want to say export, and say click on export, and I can give the name here or just leave the name by default, and say I'm going to give the name 31. So I'm going to save it. So once I save the system, I can send this particular small file through mail to the other person who is working on the same project. And once I have done this, if some other person say sends me a unit system, I can just import it. So if I just select this and say import and browse for the file location, I just want to select this XML document and press open, so that it will be added to my total system of units. Here it is showing error because it is saying that already this Rakesh 3 has been defined in the unit system or present in the unit system. I'm going to press OK. So if you want to delete any system, you just click select that particular system. Say I'm going to select this particular system, and then I'm going to just press delete. So once you just press delete, you can just delete. So this is how you can just use the unit systems and manage different sorts of units for your simulation projects inside Ansys Workbench. In the next lecture, we are going to see how to save the files inside Ansys Workbench. Thank you.